Hey y'all, what's up? Thank you for tuning into Loud Weed, where loud women elevate, educate, and discuss. We're a group of AZDHS compliant patients supporting the normalization of cannabis, and we're bringing you the marijuana community to share their talents and knowledge and help break the stigma attached to our beloved plant. Even though Arizona is not yet a recreationally legal state, the medical marijuana scene is flourishing and thriving, and we're excited to showcase the gifted and powerful local community here in Arizona. We are dedicated to fighting the taboo that comes along with being patients by discussing the good, the bad, and the ugly, and all that surrounds what being a modern-day stoner comes with. Some of our shows will be sensitive in nature, as our topics could include segments regarding mental health and traumas that have led to who we are today, so listener discretion is advised. And if you're under 18, invite your mom and pops to join in. Thank you for listening. Be sure to catch us every other Sunday on KDIF 102.9 live out of South Phoenix, or you can find us on a few of the major platforms like Anchor and Spotify. Now, let's get elevated. I had got that whole entire compliment on air because it would have been better, but it's okay. Say it again. Say it again.
Nah, I'm cool.
I can't stand you. All right. Happy Sunday. We're coming to you live on KDIF 102.9 in South Phoenix. We are Loud Weed, Loud Women Elevate, Educate, and Discuss, the 420 show for the cannabis community surrounding the canna culture. I am your host, Panda. I am here live today. I got my sister with me.
I'm the co-host today, guys.
She's co-host. She's not our producer at all today.
Just kidding.
She's just sitting there. And then with us, we're going to have Smokey J and Smokey Jr. hanging out, doing a Father's Day sesh. Thank you for being here. Super happy to have you. Like I said, I'm your host, Panda, and you are actually tuned into episode 1 of season 3, which is really exciting. I can't believe we're here. We're making it. We're doing good. It's really, really exciting to be here and to have all of your guys' support and to hear you guys listening and cheering us on. We appreciate you all so much. We appreciate all the women that are behind us. I wanted to send a special thank you to Age. She's not here with us today, but our hearts are with you and we love you and we're, super happy that you're with us. Sarah, I don't even know what we would do without you. Quite honestly, since you've been here, I just feel like I can't not have you. So
big facts. I was talking about her last night and I was like, yo, we were nothing before she came. Like nothing. She made us.
So thank you to my 2 lovely assistants that are here and supporting us and with us all the time. They're not here today, but they are here in spirit and in heart, and I think they're online. They should be online. You guys better be online or you're gonna see the chancla. So what are we doing today? Oh, we're celebrating Father's Day. We're going to talk all things cannabis with Smokey J and Smokey Jr. If you don't know who they are, check them out on Instagram. Literally, as I said, Smokey with 3 E's and a J. And then we got Smokey Jr. Check them out. They got a bunch of fun things going on. Smokey J was doing a giveaway last night, and I had totally planned on I'm going to go and I'm going to be on there and I'm going to win. And then I was doing the show till 10 o'clock, so I missed it. But we're going to find out all about that. We did want to do a little shout out to all the fathers. Say happy Father's Day to all those that are supporting us and that have tuned in and listened. We appreciate you. Any of the guys that have been on our shows and have supported us. And to our sponsors that have been here lately, all those dads that we had last show. Shout out to Collective Art. We got a few new sponsors for that sponsor drive, so that's super exciting. If you don't know, we are doing a sponsor drive for our show, and basically what it encompasses is you would be advertised for the entire month of July. It will give you an opportunity to do a giveaway with 4 to 5 other small businesses that are supporting the drive, so it's going to be a giant media blast when we do that giveaway. And so we got a couple guys that have supported us. My sister's, I'm just over here watching my sister struggle with the camera trying to put us on live. You can, I see me now.
There it is.
So you can actually go see us live fumbling through this show.
Shut up.
Your battery is low.
Oh my goodness. See the struggle.
Sarah.
Yeah, where are you, Sarah? We need you. Man down. Man down.
That's so. If you don't know, this is going to be the energy for the show today. this is
we don't have our
where
other halves?
we are. I know. I need my other half, and you need your other half, and we just miss you guys.
Yeah, this is how this is turning out.
Oh my goodness.
Don't let us do this again.
Bring it back. Bring it back.
We're on live, guys.
Okay. The worst part is neither of us have even smoked.
Yeah.
I
was late on my way over here, so I couldn't even do anything.
This is just us on a normal day. Just a normal day.
You're
happy
welcome.
Sunday.
You're welcome. Yeah, happy Sunday. Actually, it's Saturday.
Oh, it is Saturday.
So our show is normally on Sundays, but because tomorrow's
I started
Father's
this whole
Day,
show with Happy Sunday. I did that the last Mother's Day
She's
too.
great. We're just gonna pat her on the back and tell her she's
someone bring me an edible.
We need 12 right now. Sofa King, where are you at?
Okay, so let's go back to Father's Day because I want to be sure that
regroup.
Yeah, let's bring it back. Bring it back. Father's Day. Anyways, so I wanted to give a shout out to our dad because we are sisters from the exact same mister. And we absolutely adore our father. We actually fight over whose father he is.
He's my dad.
He's my dad.
And I'm his favorite, so
I'm not his favorite. You just are there more. That's all. I'm his favorite because I'm not there. On Dad.
That's probably true. Sadly.
Yeah.
Sadly. Safe travels to them, actually. They're heading out
to Washington Camp to go see Tata.
Okay, so I literally said that yesterday. I was like, is that what it's called? Like Camp of Washington or something?
Wow.
My friend looked at me. He's like, oh my God.
It's Washington.
I was like, it's
Camp.
something like that. I don't know.
Our family has land out there, and our grandfathers are buried. So I know it's our grandfather, and then our dad's grandfather, and then his father. So I'm happy my dad got out there.
All the dads.
Yeah. So we love you, Dad. You're the most amazing father in the entire world. You can fight me on it. Like,
I love you, my dad.
My dad. He's my dad. You're my dad. And then he has like 15 grandchildren, and every single one of them is like, no, that's my papa.
Yeah, I'm his favorite.
I'm his favorite. Although there's the couple that are not his favorite, and they're well aware of it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Serenity.
Hi, good morning. Have a seat. You guys can scoot over. Scooch. That's awesome. Hi, guys. Yay, how exciting. How's it going?
Okay, so
we'll make room.
Hi.
Hello, we're saying good mornings.
Okay.
Ola's.
So, go ahead and introduce them and stuff.
All right, well, I also wanted to give a shout out to my honey who's been a single father for the last 10 years with his daughter. You're doing an amazing job, and I wanted to thank you for being a part of Adam's life and being there with us. We love you so much. We're going to jump into the higher report here, and while we're getting everybody settled. So this is the high news for high people. It is Saturday, June 20th. I got that right on the second part, not in the intro. That's hilarious. It is World Refugee Day, dedicated to raising awareness for the situations refugees are in. It is defined as a person that has fled the country due to fear of persecution because of his race, religion, nationality, social group, or political opinion. Around the world, someone is displaced every 3 seconds due to war, violence, and they're being forced from their homes around the world. So this day is brought to bring attention to that. And in recent news surrounding immigrant statuses in our nation, DACA recipients won in a Supreme Court ruling, voted 5-4 on the 18th, which basically DACA is deferred action for childhood arrivals. They allow unlawful children or individuals that were brought here as children to receive renewable 2-year period of deferred action from being deported. And they can receive a work permit. They can go to school, things like that. So Trump has stated last evening that he was going to enforce it and go forward with it and start resubmitting papers because basically they said that what he did was unlawful. So that reversed his decision, and he's going to keep going forward, unfortunately, Trump. But if you are a recipient of DACA or under the DREAM Act, please research and reapply if necessary. I was reading up that you're going to have a period where you can reapply if you went under if you're expired in the last year. So you would be able to reapply just like you would have normally. So make sure you guys are doing your research, following up. I did come across some things that we could help as United States citizens, ways that we can help immigrants and refugees. There's legal services and ground services that help out, different companies that help out with that. You can volunteer or join a protest. You can call your local and state national politicians. I found some scripts online that you can easily follow and just send in emails or give them phone calls. You can also protect cities like South Phoenix that provide sanctuary and provide aid to those in need. And as always, educate yourself on immigrant laws and refugees. So that's the Hire Report. We got our Mother Facts coming up with our producer. She's got 5 minutes, and she's going to be educating us on cannabis, all while trying to not say a bad word.
Gonna be fun.
You ready? Did you get him ready?
So I'm gonna have to get off live, guys. It's in my phone because I forgot my notes as well.
I also forgot my notes. We're on it today. She called me this morning and she was like, I don't even want to tell you. And then I get here and I'm like, I don't even want to tell you. I have a nice piece of paper in front of me and I'm like, oh no.
All right. So, guys, you know that the new election's coming up. I know every time I do these little segments, I start getting like anxiety. Like I'm freaking out. Like the camera's right here, and it's not.
There's not even a camera.
Here. Right. It's just how I am. Okay, so the new election's coming up, and we have some new bills coming out for cannabis. So if you are able to vote, please go do that.
Or register.
And register to vote. Okay, I was like, my phone's not working. So, but it is. It was just my finger. Oh, it's really not working. So, I'm not kidding. It's not working.
It's really not working.
But there's new bills out, and you guys should really go vote and go educate yourselves. There's, man.
I need like a sound.
I can't even think about it on the top of my head, too. I read it like 7 times last night.
You're good.
Okay, so, just kidding. We're on to something. No, we're not. Just kidding. Move forward.
All right, so 5 minutes are up. Thank you. I'm just kidding.
And cut. Look, it literally does not show anything. Like, I wish. Okay, there it goes.
It has been a day so far.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
It's been a day.
Okay, there it is.
It's Saturday. What do you have planned for Father's Day? Or we should ask, what do you guys have planned for Father's Day?
Oh, here they are.
Leaving the state.
Oh, nice. You're saying bye.
He's taking off to Illinois.
Oh, that's cool.
We're going to leave him on the farm for a week.
Oh, nice.
Let him grow up.
That takes a week?
A week, 7 days, 9 days.
Okay. That's good. Are you ready?
Okay, yeah, I'm so sorry, guys.
Cool.
Sorry, we're back
Ready?
on track.
Okay.
Minutes. So,
Mother facts.
One bill is called the HB 2049. This is sponsored by Democratic representatives named Diego Espinosa and Lorenzo Sierra. They would add autism spectrum disorder and opioid use disorder as qualifying conditions for medical marijuana. And then another bill, HB 2178, sponsored by Democratic representatives Isela Blanc, I hope I'm saying these right, Kirsten Engel, and Diego Rodriguez. They would require law agencies in the state to expunge and erase all criminal records related to marijuana possession arrests. On the Republican side, Senate Majority Whip Sonny Borelli has introduced a slew of bills to add oversight to existing medical marijuana industry from cultivation to the point of sale. Excuse me. The Lake Havasu city lawmakers SB 1015 would ban the use of all pesticides in marijuana products besides the natural products already deemed safe enough to be exempt from federal regulation. Ingredients like cinnamon, lemongrass, oil, and sesame. His SB 1016 would require marijuana dispensaries to pay the state's 5% transaction privilege tax. Borelli also introduced SB 1010, which would allow the Arizona Department of Health Services to inspect marijuana dispensary kitchens without notice, and SB 1017, which would require DHS to share information about medical marijuana dispensaries with the Department of Revenue upon request. So make sure you guys go vote.
Do some research.
That's yes, and this is in reference to
and all of this is coming up in this coming up election.
Correct, for 2020.
Wow.
And this was based on Phoenix News Times. So this is where I got my information. So
Cool.
Just wanted you guys to know that.
It's important.
But yeah,
Thank
definitely educate yourselves. I read this 7 times last night, and I could not tell you what I read.
Obviously.
Reading it again. So,
Obviously.
welcome to Loud Weed.
That's funny. All right, so we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to jump into Smokey J, Smokey Jr., and you got to tell me your name.
Alex? Dabbing
Alex?
Jesus.
So that's what
Dabbing Jesus.
Yeah.
He had to think about
Thank you.
it. He's like,
I don't know. Who am I? Hi, hello, and welcome to our show, Loud Weed, Loud Women, Elevate, Educate, and Discuss. Before we get started, I want to take a second to tell you all about Anchor. This whole entire host makes it really, really easy to get your podcast up and running. It's absolutely free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit right from your phone or your computer. Plus, Anchor does all the work for you. They get it distributed onto places like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You get to make money from the very first listen. It's literally everything you need to make a podcast in one. All you have to do is download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started. Let's get to the show. Welcome back. You're listening to Loud Weed, Loud Women, Elevate, Educate, and Discuss. I am your host, Panda. You're tuned into our Father's Day Sesh. Try that one more time. Sesh. On KDIF 102.9 with Smokey J, Smokey Jr., a father and son duo in our Arizona marijuana community. I'm so happy to have you guys here joining us. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, thank you.
Feeling a little bit better?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. So, are you guys from here?
We're from Arizona.
Yeah.
I grew up in Tucson. I'm one of those weird people.
Oh, us too. Well, me too. Born. Born
and raised. Yeah.
Yes, awesome. Where did you grow up in Tucson?
Like Central, like Grant and Alvernon Hood.
Oh,
down
nice.
in the middle of town.
Yeah, we're South Tucson babies.
Yeah, I taught at Sunnyside Sierra Middle School, so down in Sunnyside for the last year of my teaching, and that was a blast.
Nice.
Different group of kids down there, and it was more like they really looked up to me as me.
Yeah.
So I wasn't even Smokey J yet.
That was before Smokey J?
I was before. I was still Smokey J, but I was incognito Smokey J. I hadn't come out of the weed closet yet.
When did you move from Tucson to Phoenix?
In July.
Oh, wow. So you guys are recent.
Yeah, we've almost completed a year here now.
Yeah.
And it's been a crazy year.
Yeah, that's awesome. You've done a lot in a year then.
Yes.
So I actually met you at Nirvana when it was Nirvana over on Thunderbird.
I remember.
Yeah, okay, cool. You were
yeah.
my bud tender then. That was one of my favorite places to go to at that point.
It was the place to
it
go.
was. I loved it. I always loved walking into that one. It's a little different now.
Yeah.
A little different now. Miss your guys' faces. That's probably one of the things that I miss is a lot of the old faces that I was used to in my favorite dispensaries, and the difference now. Pretty big change.
Yeah, everybody all split up.
Yeah,
now.
I'm like, I miss you guys. But that's cool. I'm glad you remembered. That makes me happy. So is it the three of you, the four of you? I'm sorry. Is there any other brothers and sisters?
We have one more.
Okay.
We have a 17-year-old. Well, she turned 17 in July.
Ah,
and
little
she's
sister.
Yes, she's the girl.
Oh, that's awesome. That's cool. Where's she at?
She's down in Tucson as well.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Yeah, she's finishing up her senior year, and then who knows, college for sure.
Yeah, that's cool. That's an exciting time.
Yes.
Yeah, not knowing what to do. It's
Yeah.
pretty crazy. Yeah, I have teenagers too, and they're like, we have no idea. I'm like, well, you still got time, right?
Yep. They chose to go out into the world instead of going to school. He's got part of his degree done, but he started out working in Nirvana.
Uh-huh.
And then, dude, talk about what you did. Because he's really come up here, 25 years old almost?
I saw that you were military at one point, right?
Yeah, so I joined the Army right after high school.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do too great in high school, and so just kind of turned out to be a better option.
Okay.
Yeah, the military turned out to really be not something for me. I got out of there, and shortly after that, we all kind of started running a restaurant together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. There we go.
Yeah, so the food industry was something else.
I've never put any time into the food
The
industry.
food industry was,
I don't know.
it was hell. I see the word. She's like, don't look over here because I'm going to say it's hell.
I'm gonna tell you what's up.
It was rough. There's very little profit margin. So you're working in the smallest profit
lot of
margins
waste.
and trying to make sure we didn't have much waste. We were busy and we had enough, people coming through, but our restaurant only said it seat 50 people.
Okay. What was the restaurant?
Oh, we did burgers and
okay.
breakfast fare. It was just one of those, everybody comes and eats. It was not
Nice.
anything special, but it was a family restaurant. But I was so intent on making sure everyone got paid and did their things. We never got paid.
Yeah.
Oh, my wife and I. So we just had, after a year of doing that nonstop, we gave up and sold the restaurant back, and it was no wash. We had a total, no debt, no nothing. We just backed out, and then we got into cannabis a lot harder. I went back to teaching for a little while. That's when I taught in Vail down in Tucson for most of my career, and it was a very hard-charging, crazy academic life.
Okay.
So when I moved to Sunnyside, it was more about the kids, not as much about tests. It was like, hey, what are we going to do for these kids? Like, how are we going to make them even just go this little bit?
Just move a little. Yeah.
And so I would move them great distances because they were like, all right, what are we going to do now? Mr. G, what do we do now?
Yeah. When you have a teacher that cares, that makes a huge difference.
Right. And so I see that transfer directly into cannabis. It was amazing to jump in with pure earth to start. And I was able to go to dispensaries and just tell everybody about distillate, about RSO, what the products were and how they can benefit them, because most of the people that we talk to are people that don't smoke regularly.
So what year did you jump into cannabis? What year did you go from teaching?
So in 2014, I actually jumped into cannabis for a little bit down Nature's Med in Tucson. I was the assistant general manager out there for the summer, but it was just a weird time in cannabis, and so my position just disappeared, and I went back to teaching for a couple of years.
Okay.
But it was just in 2018, I took a Nirvana in Oro Valley and down in Tucson, and we ran that. It was Catalina Hills Care. We had 20 people going through there a day, and when they shut us down, because I don't think they really wanted a dispensary in Oro Valley.
Okay.
It was a nice little quaint dispensary. When I got done with it, it was like 200 people a day. I was bringing people up from the south side. They were pounding the doors down. It was dope.
That's cool.
And so when we built that up, the town of Oro Valley came down on the landlord, and then Nirvana had to pull our dispensary out.
It seems like that's happened a few times with some dispensaries. I've seen that.
It gets too big, and it was in a shopping mall, and I was supporting.
There's too much attention.
It's exactly what happened with the other location.
Yeah.
I would not go to that.
Oh yeah, that parking lot was crazy.
I tried one time to go and get something at Glendale. I was like, I'm not waiting 45 minutes with y'all
on a normal day, on like a Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah. I remember those waits. I didn't mind them because I could go across and get pho while I was waiting, or ice cream.
Yeah, the water and ice too. Get ice cream.
I mean, that was nice. Those are good days.
That's what I had planned out with the people in the strip mall with us. Is at the pizzeria, you could go over there and get a discount while you waited. There was free shakes next door at the nutrition place.
Yeah.
So I had it all planned out, but the town of Oro Valley didn't like it.
A lot of people just don't realize how community-oriented
cannabis
is. Like, we're like, hey, let's be friends. And not many people get that. They see us.
We're doing a donation drive right now at Nature's AZ Med down on McDowell.
Oh, wow.
So just for the homeless, it's donate anything you can donate, socks, clothes, blankets, anything for the homeless. And that's just what we do, and that's the cannabis community. They reach out to me, and I just start shouting it out because that's.
So tell us what that one is about.
So that one is just donate at Nature's AZ Med on McDowell.
Okay.
That's all it is. Show up today, then bring socks, clothes. You'll see it on my Instagram, Smokey J, and I just shout it out for them because anything that benefits the community, we're really trying to push it.
There's Tammy is doing something today too.
That's her.
Okay, so that's the one that we're talking about. Yep. Tammy's amazing. I love her.
Turby Tammy.
Yes. Shout out to Turby Tammy. She does something every year. She tries to pull it out for her birthday and helps the community and helps the homeless. And she's just amazing. She's so beautiful.
That's super
I love
cool.
her. Yeah, I love Tammy. She's one of my favorite people to hug. I miss her hugs. So, have you guys always been a cannabis family? Like, has it always been strong and apparent?
Until we were old enough to smoke, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, what was that like growing up? Give us that side,
like growing up with cannabis.
Did you know that your father was smoking? Was it apparent? Did you not really remember?
I remember exactly when he told me he was smoking, and we were in Las Vegas, and it was like midnight, 1 a.m. He was like, "I got something to tell you." We started smoking weed. He's like, "We've had some problems with, depression and anxiety and stuff like that, and we just decided to get off these pain pills or off these horrible pills that we're taking." And try something else because it's not working.
About how old were you?
Like 17?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like 17.
So you're a little bit older. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm always curious what it's like because our parents didn't smoke. My dad never even really drank. Like, we didn't have that kind of atmosphere. But my children live it. They see me smoke. They know, my 6-year-old is like, and I'm like, you got to go over there. And he's like, oh, okay, I'll be back. So I always wonder, like, kids or people our age, like, when they grew up in cannabis, what that was like.
I never really thought much of it. I mean, honestly, though, I think I had caught him smoking weed quite a few times.
I've been smoking weed for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So. I remember being in his car one day, and all of a sudden, this little panel popped open, and a bag of weed fell out, like, right in the center console. And I was like, "Hey, what's that? It smells funny." and he was like, "Oh, that's your uncle's. He left it there. I forgot about that."
I didn't even know that was there. That's hilarious. What about you?
Oh God, I'm pretty sure what happened. One day, I was maybe 15 or so. I went into the garage, and there was just a bong sitting on a shelf or something there.
You're like, could put some flowers in there.
Yeah, I sort of, I knew what it was.
Yeah,
I was like 15,
at that
16
age,
at the time, but I was still kind of confused. And I went back into the house, and he's like, "Hey, so I think you saw that bong in there."
Dang it.
Yeah. And he's like, "Yeah, I mean, Amanda and I started smoking weed, and I didn't really think anything of it. I was like, okay, cool."
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was medical, legal,
Yeah.
There's no reason for me to think anything weird of it.
My big kids, they didn't really even know until they were about 13, 14. It was very hidden. It was in another room. I never let them walk in on me. And so when they kind of finally came around, they were like, "Wait a minute, isn't that bad? Like, are you supposed to be? Can you get in trouble?" Like, it just became this big, huge issue. Whereas my little one, he's just kind of grown up in it. I nursed with him. Like, it's just been a part of his life, kind of. And he's just like, "Okay, see you later." Mm-hmm. I gotta go inside now.
That's how my daughter is. My daughter's been around it for a while, and so we started smoking. Okay, I've been smoking my whole life, but I went through some time where anxiety was really bad. And when I would go down the street and get my weed from Jose, I didn't know what I was getting.
Yeah.
It was just bud.
Right.
And sometimes I smoke it and feel good and get faded, and sometimes I smoke and get anxiety and sativa out, and I didn't know what sativa even was then.
Yeah.
So I stopped smoking for like 3 years, and when my wife and I got together, we went on Zoloft because we wanted to get rid of this anxiety that was just keep building and building and building. It's almost like crippling. Mm-hmm. So we get rid of the anxiety with Zoloft, and we become like
becomes a
robots.
whole new thing. Yeah.
So
it's a whole different thing.
We ditched that, got onto the medical marijuana, and that's when they started to be like, "You guys are smoking all the time." Like, no, this is good. It was in about 2012 we got our cards and just started going full on, but we smoke a lot of weed. And our tolerance...
You said last night somewhere around 2 ounces, right?
2 ounces last night. Alex Shotwell, Mass Sativa. Wow, yeah, no, we went off last night. It was a Juneteenth celebration, and we had almost 2 ounces. Yeah, it was really fun.
That's cool. I know. I saw you did some giveaways, right?
We did.
That's
a
big thing for you?
not a Rosengard giveaway, but a Terp Stick giveaway, or a Terp giveaway. Yeah, I give a lot of stuff away.
I know. I've seen it. That's amazing.
I've teamed up with different dispensaries in the Valley, and we can give away through their dispensaries. So I drop a couple extra here, a couple extra there, and then I start doing my giveaways. So this week's my birthday week,
Yay! Happy birthday.
I always thank you. I always celebrate large, like the whole month, because I have problems. And really, it's just about me buying dumb stuff for myself.
Right. Yeah.
I have the same problem.
Mine's in July. I started like 2 weeks ago.
All right, so it's
I'm
not
there.
just me. I don't know. But this week I'm actually giving stuff away all week long, and we're doing a big collaboration with Tierra Grow and Core Concentrates, and so I have these awesome Cannagars coming out that are loaded with concentrates, and we've got crumbles, shatters, distillate. I've got keef. I've got everything to load these bad boys up, and
Wow.
I've got a diamond guard that comes out, and that will be here on Friday as well. So everything's dropping on Thursday, and then I'll be running around doing my thing. So.
That's awesome. Where are your Cannagars available?
So right now they're at Kind Meds, and I'm dropping a load today over at True Bliss as soon as we're done here. And next week they should be at all Nirvanas as well.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah,
That's
so
exciting.
that's
That's
fun.
cool. That's awesome. So where do you guys do in the community right now? You're working at a dispensary still?
Mhm,
Are
yeah,
you still with Nirvana?
Yeah, I work at Nirvana on 35th Avenue.
Oh, okay. You work at the south one. Okay. Well, I guess I can head over that way.
That's a cool spot. Yeah, long wait times too.
Yeah, you guys are feeling it.
Yeah.
How has it been through COVID and maneuvering through
Weird.
that?
It's so weird because all these people have been quarantined and stuck at their homes this whole time, and so they walk in, and when you haven't had any social interaction for 30 days or more, you start you
It's
lose
an
your
overstimulation.
Yeah, you lose your humanity, and so you become aggressive easier because you don't think about it like, oh, maybe I should relax and not freak this dude out who's
Yeah.
right in front of me because I'm freaking out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the tensions are pretty high with everything going on, and I mean this whole year has just been a
It has been
whole mess.
nuts. I didn't think that 1 year could carry so much weight.
Yeah,
like,
no kidding.
It's blowing me away.
You really wouldn't.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think of. You wouldn't
The
think.
whole
yeah.
Jumanji joke is kind of like really. That's
Who's
pretty,
playing Jumanji?
Yeah,
Let's stop it now.
Like, I'm over this. This is. I'm good with it. Man. And they mandated masks today, so anywhere you go, you're gonna have to wear a mask. Which, I mean, it's a good thing. It's protecting everybody. I'm glad that people are stepping up and fighting for these things and keeping everybody safe. But it's just so different. My biggest thing is at work, I'm such a smiler. Like, and if, like, I was telling one of my customers, like, from here up, I got that resting bee face. Like, I can't help it. I don't know. There's nothing I can do about it. So if I don't smile, you just think I'm angry all the time. Like, that's just what it is. So that's really the only reason I hate wearing a mask.
That's the
But-
hardest part about bud tending with a mask
Yeah.
is because your mouth and your
The
nose
customer
show.
service.
Yeah, they show. I would say like 60 to 70% of your expression and
Yeah.
what you're feeling, and so without being able to show that and just trying to show your expressions
Smile
using
with your eyes. Yeah.
smile with your eyes. It's a real thing.
Yeah, it's a thing now. Although those that have pretty eyes, they're like rocking it right now. Like you're fine with the mask. That's funny. So let's see, where are we at? What? Oh, that was a good question. What can you tell us would be the difference in cannabis as a kid and cannabis now?
Oh, geez. Well, cannabis as a kid was just whatever you got.
Yep.
All the time. Yeah, even when they were kids.
You want to get high?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
I'll take it. Yeah.
We were smoking out of cans. Back in the day, we would find anything to smoke out of. We were rolling up in just regular old paper that you get out of
Bible
your notebook.
paper?
Yeah.
Oh
That's
man,
Bible paper.
I used to take my gum and take the cellophane off, and I would use that. And even now, like
That's
if
rice paper for
Yeah.
most of them.
Yeah, if I'll still take all that foil off, and I mean I don't roll my joints in it anymore, but a little bit about that. But I still enjoy that act of doing that.
And now we see, though, that we can choose from indica, sativa, blends. And we were medicating with small amounts. Back in the day, the THC wasn't so high, so you're smoking a whole joint to get, even a little medicated now.
Right.
And that's when they fight over THC value and fight over all the... No, if you can smoke a little tiny bit and get your medication, that's more important than your THC values. Let it be the medication for what it is. I think that we're starting to get away from that 27% THC, 30% THC, and seeing, well, how much CBG is in there? What do we have for CBD? What are the other components? CBN, somebody wants to sleep. So where's CBN and CBG at in the bud you're producing?
Yeah, one of the things that you brought up in your application, Smokey Jr., was the endocannabinoid system. So I wanted to kind of touch up on that, and for you to give us, we've had other guests come in and talk about it, but if you want to give us a quick rundown or like, kind of speak on that? I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, it's awesome. All mammals have an endocannabinoid system. All of us have receptors in our brain, cannabinoid receptors, and it just so happens that THC is such a similar molecule to CBD that it can bind with those receptors, because those receptors were really only made to process CBD. But like I said, THC just happens to fit that puzzle piece. And when you introduce CBD into your system, your endocannabinoid system kind of kickstarts, and it goes, okay, what's going on? What can we fix? And so it kind of it really regulates your nerve function. And so that can be seen in anxiety, depression, in pain. If your nerves are overfiring, you're probably feeling anxiety or too much pain. If you're feeling depressed or unmotivated, your nerves aren't firing fast enough.
Okay.
And so you're kind of just going slow and slow and slow and slow, it kind of just gets you into a cycle, and it can be really hard to get out of that.
Yeah.
And so when you take some CBD, your endocannabinoid system kind of kicks on and goes, okay, your nerves are firing too slow. Let's speed it up a little bit. Let's get moving. Let's get going. Or if you're in the case of pain, your nerves are firing too fast.
Yeah, I read that it also helps with like immunity and.
It does so much for the body. What I usually like to tell people is, if you've ever seen My Big Fat Greek Wedding, how they spray Windex on everything. It's a cure-all. Just CBD is just like that. But the one thing about CBD is that it's a back-end feeling. Because it regulates nerve function and not directly your brain function like what THC does, because it's a psychoactive.
Okay.
Because it regulates your nerve function, it's more of a back end high, and that's why you don't get high from CBD.
Right.
It's more of something like, if I have a headache or a migraine, I'll take a little full dropper or two, and I'll still feel that headache, but it's kind of more at the back of your head. It's still there, but you're focusing on other things rather than that pain that's right there.
Yeah, I've always explained CBD as like a relief. It's like your shoulders dropping. The pain isn't going to go away, but it's kind of like a...
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It'll relieve it, yeah.
Yeah. Is that the reason? I've heard that if you want CBD, that you want to use it for like 30 days before you really gauge. Is that true? Or is it something you would be able to feel within?
I would say yeah. If you're on a specific regimen and you've never tried CBD before, it's kind of your first time doing it. I would say give it about 30 days, because oftentimes people will try it once and be like, oh, I didn't feel anything. Throw it away. CBD's terrible. I think if you were to start start a full regimen and try it maybe like 2 to 3 times a day, take a dropper full, or even just a dropper full in the morning, every morning, over the course of a week or two. If you were to stop that dropper, I'm sure you would notice you feel a little bit more aggravated.
Yeah.
You're really just that. You're aggravated a lot easier. I think that's really one of the main things that you're going to see right off the bat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that like irritation.
Yeah, that irritation, exactly.
Yeah. That makes sense.
If I could piggyback on that, when I was running the Nirvana down in Oro Valley, my average age was 65 of my patient before we started all the crazy specials. And when they would come in, they would be like, let me have THC, let me have gummies, let me have all these things. I was like, wait up, have you ever smoked before? Have you ever tried THC? And they're like, no, but they told me. I was like, whoa, who told you?
Yeah.
And so if they were trying to regulate their pain, I would try to coax it out of them. Like, what are you feeling?
Right.
How are you feeling? And so when it gets down to it, they had a level 9 pain. If they took THC, they would only regulate it to about an 8, maybe a 7.5 for about 20 minutes. And then it goes back, and then you're just high.
Right.
So if you use CBD, start there. So they can regulate that inflammation, those nerves, all of that before you even start. You reduce your pain threshold from a 9 to about a 7. Then you use THC. You can get down to a 5 at that point, because now you've got it all under control. Your anxiety's chilled, and then you hit your THC, because THC actually rises anxiety.
Yes.
So you want to fight that and combat that with CBD, because CBD is anti-anxiety. I think of CBD and THC as yin and yang. They go together 100%. You can use them in different percentages.
Amounts.
Yeah, so 10 to 1, 20 to 1, however you need to go with your THC and CBD. But the more heavy you are on your CBD, that's that more therapeutic piece that you're getting, that body feel, those nerves. And then you get that THC just to make your day better.
Yeah. just kick things up a little.
Yeah. Hippie Chicks chocolate.
Love them.
I love them.
Oh my goodness.
That's my stuff.
That macchiato.
So the dark chocolate is my thing, and I
love the caramel and the mint.
I have a thing. Thank you, love. I have a thing of peanut butter sitting there.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I straight did the Donald Trump drink. Because it's this big ass cup. Oh, sorry.
Nope, you're good. We got another. We got another.
But yeah, no. So yeah, CBD yin and yang. So the Hippie Chicks chocolate is my thing. I have a thing of peanut butter literally sitting there, and I dunk my CBD chocolate in it because I take probably 50 milligrams of that a day.
Nice.
And that CBD just gets me going. I notice when I don't take it for like 2 days, I'll forget, and my stomach's more like kind of bound up because I use the CBD for anti-inflammatory.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it works so well for your digestive system.
Yeah. Good to know.
We were juicing cannabis leaves for a while too.
That's neat.
Yeah, I grew for a long time. We realized back in 2012 we got our cards, and we smoked way too much for like normal people.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And then when they started, coming onto the scene and becoming adults and wanted to smoke too, it was like, all right, gotta have a grow.
They have to grow this themselves.
I got my caregiver card like in 2013, and I started with 4 plants, and then 6 plants, and then 12 plants, and then I took over a 48 plant grow in Tucson, and I've been growing for a long time, and not just me, it's been my wife as well. She's really been a key part of learning all the functions and systems, and then he jumped in. I had to go back and teach at Sunnyside, and I was like, bro, I need you to take my grow over. So he just took my instructions and grew for me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So this is really entwined in your guys' family. Cannabis is a huge part of it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's really cool. It's cool to come across a family that's set up that way, and it really gives us a way to normalize it and to destigmatize it. Everybody's smiling, everybody's happy, everybody's feeling good, and you guys are happy, loving family. Like, what harm is this plant doing?
Yeah.
Really.
Honestly.
Yeah. So going back to CBD, one of the great things about it is you don't need your card. I mean, I recommend getting your card and being able to use both. But with CBD, you don't necessarily have to have your card. What are some ways to obtain CBD?
There's a lot of different avenues to obtain CBD. A lot of dispensaries are providing CBD to patients if they don't have their card. And we're actually about to unleash CBD Cannagars on the world.
Nice.
So we're finishing them up right now. I've got Mr. Batman back at his lab, and he is putting the finishing touches on the first, I think, 60.
Oh, wow.
And we infuse them with lavender. So using linalool, we're going to take that terpene to another level. You're going to smoke some lavender with that Cannagar, with that CBD, and it's
beautiful.
secret sauce from Hempire Direct. So we have a direct line to some of the squishiest. So this CBD is squishy, and he broke a plunger making a Cannagar because it's so sticky and
wow,
it's gnarly. So that's good. When you have sticky CBD bud, it's got those resins that you need. So shout out to Empire Direct, definitely on theirs. But yeah, there's so many outlets for CBD. In Tucson, you can get it at 79th Blast Studios down at Pima and Albernac. Red, that's my spot down there.
What's that, Tucson?
Yeah.
That's cool. What are some different CBD products? Like there's tinctures, what are some other ways to take CBD?
I came into contact, or I got a sample from Nirvana a while ago of it was a 1-to-1, but it did have CBD into it. It was a water soluble form of cannabis that I thought it was like the most awesome idea, and especially in the form of a topical and a high dose topical too. I think one day I stubbed my toe really bad and it started swelling up like crazy, so I put a little bit on it, and within 20 minutes it looked normal.
Wow.
It was awesome.
So there's topicals, there's tinctures, there's, you can even flour.
Flour. So I get pollen. I get CBD pollen, and it has that 0.3% of THC, so I make gummies out of it.
Oh, nice.
I would decarb it just like Heath, put it into my gummies, but because it has 0.3% of THC, you're going to feel the THC if you don't take, because it builds.
If
it's an 80 milligram edible.
I build high gummies. So, and that's why a lot of people are using isolate. And when they use isolate in the CBD, you're not getting any residual THC in there. Mm-hmm. It's when they're using the full spectrum products. And to me, a full spectrum product is always better.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But if you're in law enforcement and they're saying it's kind of okay to take CBD, I would rather take that isolate so you're not worried about that crossover and that THC contamination.
Like Kat said, if you got a job, Like, that's all right.
And nurses. So my mom's a nurse, and she takes CBD on the regular, but she takes the isolates, and she loves the Hippie Chicks chocolate. That was the Hippie Chicks chocolate was a big hit with everyone.
Yeah, I don't know anyone that doesn't like that. It tastes delicious. It makes you feel so good. I love that product.
Yes.
I agree. What are some favorite events that you guys have attended together?
Oh, we went to High Times in Santa Rosa,
Oh
California.
my goodness, that's amazing.
Yeah.
The cannabis cups. Yeah, we've been to like 4 or 5 of them. We've been to
What
a
are
lot of
those
them.
like?
A big, huge cannabis festival. Huge, like the size of the state fairgrounds. Massive. Thousands, hundreds of vendors.
Wow,
Yeah,
the
it's-
biggest
it's
thing I've been
awesome.
to is Earl Cup so far.
Earl Cup is fun. See, so
It is so
Earl
fun.
Cup was fun, but it's probably like a hundredth of what High Times and what Kush
Yeah.
Talks used to be. But now, if you go to the festivals in California, they're pretty small.
Yeah,
They're about the same size as Earl Camp and Earl Stock, and they're relatively the same size because regulatory marijuana has taken away from when it was medical. Everyone could sample, everyone could give to each other because patient to patient, and
Okay.
you know the samples were okay, freebies were okay. In the regulatory market in California, there's no freebies.
Yep.
yeah,
Unless you're a medical patient, you don't get any discounts, no free, no BOGOs.
yeah.
So it's a game changer over there, and
Yeah.
that relays right into the festivals. The festivals aren't as cool. They were so awesome, and we went to a couple. We were like, that's like 20 vendors here.
Yep.
We flew out to represent Purple Rose Supply out at HempCon in San Francisco. It was a great event, but there were 6 flower vendors, and we're used to hundreds of flowers.
Yeah.
Big
That
old
sounds like an
trash bags of
underground
weed
event.
on tables.
It was odd, and it was a big sponsor event. And usually they're at the Cow Palace there, and it's a huge place. They had it in the parking lot in this little contained area, and we had to go solicit the 6 flower vendors to get bud from them to make Cannagars, and that was the only way we had any kind of real success there. It
Wow.
was so small. It was just odd. And so hopefully the regulatory markets, Secret Sesh was supposed to be doing something in June, and it was going to be huge. So in California and Colorado, as soon as COVID is done, hopefully we'll see those markets come up. And
Yeah, everything picked back up a little bit.
But here, I know that Mad Terps is planning something. Earl is always planning something. October 10th is their time. I know the WTF is going to plan something because Omar's always got something going on.
Omar always has something going
Yeah.
on. So since we kind of touched on it, what are your thoughts on Arizona becoming recreational? How do you guys think? What do you guys think?
You know, we know that it's inevitable, and it's on the side of could be a monopoly to the dispensaries, but they're already running all the medical, so let's just let everybody smoke weed.
Yeah.
But why not decriminalize it in the wording? I think that's what we're missing.
That's really the crucial part of it
Yeah.
for me. If we're going to legalize it, then anyone that's spending time in jail for it needs to be released. And that's really the only way that I would be for it.
The limits on it are still making us criminals. Alcohol doesn't have limits like that. I can go to the store and buy the whole store of beer and nobody's going to say anything to me.
Nothing.
So you're placing limits on me carrying and possessing. You're still making me a criminal. That's not decriminalization, and it's not legalization. It's just saying, all right, it's cool. We want some tax money.
Yeah.
So... yeah, I don't know how to approach that. I would vote no, other than the fact that I want everybody to smoke, and I'm sick of waiting for it.
Yeah.
So I'll vote yes. Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of seems to be the census at the moment. You know, everybody's just kind of like, let's just get it over with. It's time. Everybody should be able to smoke. We should be able to. And that'll be nice. I did like in Cali that I was able to just walk into the dispensary, pick what I wanted. But man, once I came back home, I was like, those BOGOs though. Those are so nice.
Yeah. Even just
They're
the prices.
so nice.
Yeah. I found that when we went to California, the level and quality of cannabis really dropped at first in the regulatory market. So we didn't buy anything for a while. Bought a couple pre-rolls. They ran real bad. Went to cookies. We did all the tourist things we were supposed to do, but it wasn't that experience that if I'm going to spend $80 on a pack of pre-rolls, it better be pretty good.
Yeah.
So with my Cannagar, it's $60 for one with distillate and keef rolled off in it, and it'll burn clean straight down for 45 minutes every single time.
So tell us what is all in a Cannagar.
So
break that down for us.
And there's a lot of different ways to describe Cannagars. Some people will fight me that a Cannagar is only rolled with a cannabis leaf around it. It's rolled with a hemp wrap. I don't do tobacco because we can't sell tobacco in stores, but because it still contains that hemp wrap. It's a solid product, but it's just bud. I take bud, I compress it with a stick in the middle of it, I yank the stick out, I wrap it up, and it's hard as a rock. When that hemp wrap seals up, I could hurt somebody with it. It's dope. And it will burn straight down. I wanted to call it even flow cannabis. I had a couple different names, but stuck with, Smokey J because
you're Smokey J.
People always know me. I've always got these big blunts with me. But yeah, no, new things coming. We're going to be putting Tierra Grow flower in right now. I have 4 different strains. We are packing the flower in, pulling the core out, and then I'm slathering half a gram of crumble, shatter, or live resin, something in there all over the core. And then I'm going to wrap it with a hemp wrap. Then I'm going to lather the outside with distillate just to hold on the keef because I want it to be fully infused. I want it to be dripping when you're smoking it.
Wow, that sounds incredible.
Yeah.
Have you been able to smoke one, Christina? Yeah? That's amazing.
I always have them.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to look for you next time.
The day I met him, I was at an event, and he was just handing out joints. And then I just walked by him. He's like, alien. I was like, fucking no.
That's awesome. Everybody knows you. Everybody knows you. All right, so let's see. We're going to take another small break. And when we come back, we're going to play a round of HotBox. We're going to have to figure out what we're going to do. Make sure you guys are following us on Instagram to watch us live, listen to any of our past shows on linktree/loudweed.az, plus find all your social media accounts, how to be a guest yourself. You can also find out about our sponsor drive. I talked about that a little bit earlier. Just click the link called Get Loud With Us or reach out to Christina, Alien at Soul. All right, welcome back. You're listening to Loud Weed. Oops, just kidding. Try that again. Oh, we can turn that one off. Good. We're straight. Okay. Welcome back. So, I wanted to sit back down with you guys and talk a little bit about your Faded Fridays and what that's all about. Tell us.
So, Faded Fridays just kind of spawned off of our crazy 420. During the month of April, I gave away 35 Cannagars from April 1st to May 5th. I was only going to give it away until until April 20th, but then I just kept going.
It was just fun.
I think I gave away like a pound of Cannagars. It was all of my own stash from my old grow. I had finished up in April and just, really blasted it out. But that turned into Faded Fridays because I can't do live every single night. It was fun and it was a blast, but towards the end of the time, I was like, I got to go live. Here it goes again, But now I do it on Fridays. And this week, I'm actually going to do it live every night, starting tomorrow night.
Because of your drop?
Yeah, because of my drop. We're going to do a big drop with Tierra Grow and with core concentrates. It's going to be a whole fun thing, but it's also my birthday week. And I said I'd do it lives. And so we're going to do lives all week, and I'm going to be giving stuff away. But Faded Fridays is about no format. I try to have a couple different, people on. I've had the Clint Stevens band playing at my apartment complex. We got shot down, but it was like six songs in. I just tried to have different interesting things. Brian from Encanto, the new Sunnyside. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He was on the show the other day, and we just talked everything that had to do with Sunnyside, name change, and smoking.
Yeah.
And it's really about smoking weed.
That's where I go to now.
Oh, Sunnyside? Yeah. You know what? So he's a heady, and he's linking up with Glorious and all of us bringing our products in there, making sure that the headiest stash is there at Sunnyside. And for the longest time, I wouldn't go to Encanto because of their reputation.
Yeah, they had a reputation there for a minute.
They did, but no, it's a totally new place, and I've been in there a lot. And shout out to Sunnyside for bringing it up. And
yeah.
No, that's a new place. I was actually meant to go there on Thursday for my Aunt Effie's because they have buy one get one free and 250 milligrams for $20.
They have some of the best deals. I love their attitude there. That's really like back when I went to Nirvana when you were there, and when I went to Nirvana when my sister was there. That was always it for me, was the atmosphere, and that's what I feel at Encanto or Sunnyside.
Yeah,
now.
you want to be you're going into a dispensary, and if it's just professional and business. It's good. I get it. I get my medicine. But when you walk in and you're part of the family, and you're like, hey, what's up?
How's it going? Yeah, that feels so good.
Yeah, it's a big difference. I really like that. That's the home. And that's what I always wanted my dispensary to be, a home.
Yeah.
All the employees are family. And
that's
kind of how I treat, that's what we bring. And that's how Faded Fridays begin with Little Smokies. They wouldn't let me stop going live. And so they're such good fans and good supporters that I like to give things away. So I've got Glorious Extracts giving away on Fridays usually. This Friday was a little bit different. It was just Juneteenth was a little different. We're trying to celebrate and respect that this is not my celebration.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was more about just supporting and celebrating that, you know, we can all be free for
Yes.
sure, and let's fix this system.
Yeah, that's a good message. Mm-hmm. And it's a great day to celebrate.
Yeah.
It was. I don't think that a lot of people even understood it, and just the fact that we're under all this racism and division in our country. It was a great time to highlight that holiday and see so many people giving back and trying to figure out what it was and what it meant. Even my children reached out and were like, "What is the Juneteenth?" And so we got to sit down and have a conversation. So
I remember going to Juneteenth celebrations at Kennedy Park since I was a kid. Down in Tucson.
Yeah.
So there was always the Juneteenth, and so I knew what it was.
Yeah.
Because my dad has always told me, hey, check this out.
yeah,
This was a messed up time. This is what happened, and now we can celebrate.
yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I love the culture down in Tucson.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. That's probably the only thing I miss. I get there and I'm like,
Yep. That's how I
but
feel.
yeah, it's home at the same time. That smell. You just walk in, there's that smell. So you said you were dabbing Jesus on his lives, right?
Yeah.
That's funny. What is that? Someone just called you that one day?
He looks like Jesus.
Yeah, it kind of looked like Jesus with the hair and the beard, and I was dabbing with him. And I think somebody just commented on the live about it, and it just sort of stuck.
That's funny. What you guys were hanging out last night together? That was what your live was last night?
Yeah, last night we were hanging out. He was at work, but we were with Moss Sativa and Tyler from the Globe Cannabis Company.
That's cool. Wow.
And we just hung out and just smoked Chernobyl. Oh, Globe
Oh,
Cannabis
yeah.
Company. Shout out to them.
Oh.
Terps on terps. Yeah, great stuff out there. I was very impressed with their flower. And then Glorious Extracts ran some of their flower, and we're always collabing with them.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bo is kicking out the terps from
Dang.
their flower. So it's a good collab.
I love that you're bringing out so many different aspects of the plant. Like, so many people, like you said, so many people are just indica sativa, and that's kind of where it is. But nobody has idea what terps are. Nobody has any idea, the ratios, the CBD to, 1-to-1, or even what that means. So I really love that you guys brought light to all of that stuff.
Well, we're creating a website, and it's just started as Smokey J, just so I could put my forms out so people could win stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm actually getting ready to launch Smokey J, where we can actually have education. I want people to be able to go on and learn how to make gummies or understand what is shatter. Why is shatter the consistency it is? Is it good? Is it bad? Do I need it for this? What do I use it for? I want that to be, instead of Leafly, and I love Leafly, and I love weed maps for what they are.
Right.
But people come to me all the time like, hey, what about this? How do I grow this? How do I do this? And so I might as well just tell everybody.
Yeah. That's awesome. And that ties in your education and your love for cannabis, and that's so cool. You guys are so cool. All right. So let's get in the HotBox. Ready?
Yep.
You have that ready? Ready to go? Do. So if you haven't played, we're going to play our version of, what do we name it? Word Up?
Word up.
Word Up. So we're going to put a word to our forehead, and then we're going to try and shout out to each other and say, give each other hints as to what the word could be. And my sister furiously ran all of these words, so I'm sorry. This is from her imagination.
So don't look at the word, guys. Wait, is yours okay?
You want me to go first?
I don't care.
Oh, I thought we all went at the same time and started shouting at each other.
No.
That was awesome.
Okay, I'll go first. All right, ready? Is it this right?
Oh, do I have to say words?
What?
Yeah.
People-
So you have to give me hints.
That's, like that stuff
Oh, I
is.
can't even see the word. Oh.
What people usually call really good weed?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Loud.
Close though.
It'd be hotter than that.
Hotter than that.
It'd be
It's covering the mountains right now.
Oh yeah.
That was a good
Covering the
one.
mountains. Grass?
No.
No, right now.
Okay.
Really not in
The
there.
smoke is helping cover the.
Oh, smoke. Fire.
Yes.
Fire. Okay.
Oh, I get this.
All right. All right, Smokey Jr., your turn.
Oh.
Stacks.
Bong.
Oh, that was easy.
They knew.
Is that the name of yours?
Yeah, 420 a couple of 420s ago, he and I went in and we bought this huge amount of Stacks bongs, and it's all these pieces, and we can make a 7-foot bong.
Oh, wow.
It's
And
all
it
different
moves
bases,
together?
different percolators that you can swap out.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I dab out of one of them currently.
So that's what you guys named it, Stacks?
No,
It's called the Stacks.
That's-
'cause you
that's the
stack
name
them
of
on
the-
top of each other.
Yeah.
That's the brand name.
There-
Okay,
There's a
that's cool. We're
glycerin
gonna check
piece.
that out.
We put the glycerin piece in the freezer, and then that cools the whole thing down.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's incredible. We should do it. Let's bring that over when we get a new place that we can smoke out of. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's planned.
Actually, we should put it on the balcony below us and then smoke it off of a different balcony.
Wow.
All right, are you ready?
Yeah.
What the world?
Wait, I can't see it. Oh, another word for weed.
Cannabis,
Um,
devil's lettuce,
reggae.
Comes after sweet.
dub after sweet, sensi, sensimilla.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
I'm glad I didn't get that word.
Okay.
Oh,
Upside down.
Bro, him used to be mine.
when someone gives you a call.
Yeah, so did I want
Ringtone.
There you go.
Nice. All right. Do we have another words?
Oh yeah, sorry, guys.
Pay attention. It's okay. All right.
It's because
You're not paying
I'm trying
attention?
to free up storage on my phone.
Here's that. Okay, is this right?
Oh yes.
Okay.
That's a hard one. You help. People
I'm pro
out,
weed.
You're pro weed?
and you help people get their weed,
Mm-hmm.
and you help people. I don't know. you
An
help
activist?
Kinda.
Ah,
It's spelled
But
like
almost like you speak for
it's
the
spelled like
the
avocado,
activist.
but it's not.
It's advocate?
That's a hard one.
That's cheating.
I'm all about movement. I want everyone to be successful.
Everyone to be successful.
All right, ready.
Oh, make sure you get out in November and
Register.
Vote.
There you go. Make sure you guys do that.
Yeah, that's what I put.
make
It's
sure you
important.
just vote.
It's important.
Tomorrow
Happy
is
Father's Day.
All right.
Electricity.
Oh yeah.
That was a good word.
Tesla.
Kinda,
Brute
but no.
force. Energy.
I don't even know.
If I have
don't
a
even
lot
have-
of force behind my punch,
If you need to turn your TV on, then you need.
You have to push that
electric.
button. The button you push to turn things on.
On
Okay,
No.
so when you push the button on, you're turning the.
TV on. You're pressing the button down.
When you turn your vape cart on, you push the blink button.
Power.
There we go.
I tried to punch you like Zombieland. I was gonna ask if you want a 3/4 pound. I was giving it away.
Okay.
Oh, I think it's upside down.
Another
Oh.
word for weed,
Another weed. There's like 4 of them.
but you
And
keep
a
but
Oregano.
you- Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
You can cook with it.
It's a name.
Yeah,
It's like different spices.
it is a name.
it's a guy's name.
Wow.
Peach.
Herb.
Yeah.
That was a good one. So many words for cannabis.
Cannabis.
Cannabis?
The people that are in the
Cannabis.
that make up.
Secondary type of college.
Oh yeah.
Electoral?
No.
No.
That's all I thought of.
Before the university.
High school?
There's one.
Between-
Undergrad?
Oh, between those
Between.
two.
Undergrad?
No.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, you can
You
do
went
it.
there.
Graduate?
It was Pima.
College? Community?
It's another word for weed.
Another word for weed.
Marijuana.
Reggae.
Reggae.
The fun
Kind of
word.
looks like ninja.
Ganja.
Yeah.
There we go.
That was a good one. Dude.
Oh, I'm hungry.
Oh, it was the name of a cat.
I want to eat some of that right now.
We can go have some burritos right here on the south side.
Tacos.
Meat. Beef.
It's
Yeah, charred beef.
taco.
Charred beef.
Yeah.
Taco, taco.
There
Yup.
you go.
Is that it?
Yes. You had a cat named carne asada?
So every cat was named Carne Asada when we lived in Saurita because
Yep.
when they left the house, they probably got eaten by a coyote.
Yeah.
They probably became carne asada.
So if it doesn't eaten by a coyote, we were hoping at least it became Carne Asada.
Oh, Oh, that's so true. The accuracy, though.
Okay, I only have 2 more left.
Oh, okay.
But
Boom, 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 boom. I'll pick this one. All right. Do I gotta write this thing? Yeah.
Oh,
It's on those walls.
Art
Spray
sprayed
paint.
onto a wall.
Graffiti?
Yes.
Yes. Shout out KDIF. Amazing walls.
Oh yeah, the
Endocannabinoid system?
You got it.
Yeah.
It was on my mind.
You got it. We
cannabinoid.
were thinking. You were thinking. That's awesome. That was a fun game.
That was good.
Good words.
I tried.
Nice
It
on the
was very
spot.
last minute.
Super proud of you. Good job, hot deucer. I have to keep you on your toes. That's all. That's what I meant to do. All right.
Let more.
She's all upset because I told her that from now on, before the show, she has to be at home. She's lying though.
I agree.
All right.
Guys, this is my last show.
So once again, tell us where we can find you guys on social media, where we can find your Cannagars, what you're up to next.
Yeah, you can find me at Smokey J. That's Smoke E. There's 3 E's and a J. Then you can find Smokey J Cannagars, and then there's Smokey Jr. And I can say his name. 'Cause he's gonna have a dab in Jesus soon.
It will soon be dabbing Jesus.
It will soon be
Something
Dabbing
some
along those
some
lines.
variation of dabbing Jesus, just for fun.
Yeah.
We'll dress him up. He'll do dabs. it'll be an
It'll be a
adventure.
thing. It'll be a whole thing.
You are gonna go viral.
You're gonna have to make social media on everything, like all of them, all of them.
So yeah, no, you can find then you can find my Cannagars at Kind Meds and about to be at True Bliss today, and then Nirvana's usually carry them as well. Nirvana Tempe has been my main spot, but we're gonna get them at 35th next, and for sure a couple of AJ because we got to show the love.
All right, awesome.
So, yeah. Oh, Green Farms in Flagstaff just hit me up today, and so I'm
How
going to be running up there
exciting.
because Flagstaff has no outlet.
Heck
so
yes.
next week we're going to be all over the place. So look out for me because if I show up somewhere, I probably got stickers or something on me.
Yeah.
Core Concentrates, Tierra Grove. We're going to do a bunch of stickers, a bunch of cool swag. So
That's awesome.
In
Always on the
Tucson,
go.
Where are you at again?
in Tucson, we are nowhere.
Oh, okay.
on, Tucson.
It's a weird market, and I've dropped off at a couple places. We've had some conversations, but the Tucson people just keep coming up here and supporting me. They're coming full force. So
Yeah.
it's shout out to Ganja Glam and the original Q Wade because they're up here like crazy. Renee P. That cat eats 600 milligrams and then cruises up here to get a camera. Yeah.
Shit.
So no die hard Smokies out there.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You guys have any shout outs before we head out of here?
Shout out to Mr. Batman, who is back making CBD Cannagars right now, and we're gonna core them. He's coring them up. We're gonna wrap them, and we'll drop you guys off some too because
Exciting.
they're our first legal national. We're gonna
You
be
can
able to
go
put on
anywhere
our
with
website.
them.
Yes,
That's exciting.
they're sealed in wax just like mine. We're gonna have infused, just like it's gonna be the same concept, just for everyone.
Heck yeah, that's awesome.
Congratulations. That's amazing.
It's cool. Thanks.
I'm
Yeah,
excited.
congratulations.
Hell yeah.
Super exciting. So, you make sure that you guys are following us at loudweed.az. You can find our link tree on our personal pages. Make sure you're following us on Instagram, Facebook. You can subscribe to our YouTube, our Twitter, listen to all of our shows on Anchor FM/loudweedaz. And like he was saying earlier, not a lot of people realize we are actually on the radio or radio show. So make sure you guys are listening to KDIF 102.9. Tune in, follow them on Instagram, Facebook, all that. And you can go on to their website, kdif.org, and you can listen live at any time. There's lots of new shows come in, lots of great content.
Cool.
Wednesdays, there's the Phoenix Funk Ghettos. We have the old guys love rock and punk, I think it is. I think that's like that show. In 2 weeks, we're going to be back with Nature's Meds. They're going to be telling us about what they're doing to make this crazy world just a little bit better and a lot higher.
Oh yeah, we're heading there this afternoon too. They're
heck yeah.
having their big grand opening for their new site, and so we're. heading
Oh, I
out
was there 2 weeks ago, like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Yeah,
Yes, we've been out there for a tour, and it was awesome. But yeah, no, Smokies, we're
it's
gonna
a
meet out there.
beautiful place. Yeah,
It's
what time are you guys
gorgeous.
gonna be out there?
I don't know. I got to do my drop at True Bliss on the other end of the world.
Yeah.
And once I get back central, I'll start to make those plans and shoot on Instagram.
Okay.
Everybody knows
Cool.
they watch me on Instagram, see where I'm at.
Yeah.
And last time I went out to Nature's Med, the owners gave me 50 grams to give away
Oh, wow.
to the first 50 people that came in to say Smokey
Welcome.
J sent me. So
How awesome.
It was cool. So they showed me the love out there, so I'm definitely going to go out there for their and there's I think AZ Taco Head is doing tacos.
Yummy.
And those are the bombest tacos. So there's a shout out. I got shout outs for
You got
days.
shout outs for days. All of them. That's
also
awesome.
got a shout out on here. Happy Father's Day. So.
Oh, dope. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you.
Happy Father's Day to all those fathers out there, all those baby daddies. Baby daddies.
Yeah, happy Father's Day, Dad.
Thanks.
All right, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Have a good one.